Reddit, one of my favourite places in the world. A place of kind, considerate thought and peace and harmony, and just ultimately a wonderfully good time. Of course, I'm being completely sarcastic. Some people like Reddit, but I am not a massive fan at all. I find it quite abrasive in a lot of ways, and the Battlecats Reddit really does live up to that in many different ways. But this morning I was shown a post which interested me, and there's a lot of discussion, and I thought it might be good to run through it. So you lot can get a catharsis out on me being told that I'm terrible, and I thought you'd enjoy that, and you probably will, won't you? Just like to point out, if anybody who actually does like Reddit is watching this, again, fine, but I just don't. So this post is called Off Topic, Who is the most skilled Battlecats YouTuber and why? And it is presented by Leech on Society. Just curious to know your opinions. If you're curious about mine, I'm having trouble deciding. There are so many skilled players out there that can't all be named. So the biggest reply to that is by I am of experience, and it's massive. And of course, because of ad revenue and 10-minute videos, you know that I'm going to read it out to you. So I'm going to put on my most beautifully dramatic voice and give it a read and try not to stop. Different video makers have different styles and priorities and stuff that makes them hard to compare. For a long time, Yuri Botan was considered a god, and still is, but to a lesser extent since he returned from a very long hiatus. He was a who made very enjoyable content. Even recently, he had interesting videos regarding hacking maglev spam in all the manic stages. I'm going to pretend I know what that is, so my inability at Battlecats isn't demonstrated. Despite his ability to hack, he was also great at doing no gacha guides, and I believe he was the first to do XP Megablitz no gacha, which was very hard at the time, before Into the Future was even a thing. Into the Future Treasures, Holy Valken Abrahama, and Over Level 20 Crazed made Mega Blitz a joke. Now I'm just going to run past the fact that I still find Mega Blitz difficult. Yeah, let's just ignore that one. However, most recently, newer users, who may not be so new anymore, are also taking up leads in no gacha or no Uber videos. As you said, Johan, not sure I remember them, but I'm going to go with Johan, not sure how to pronounce it, was the first to do no gacha floor 30 of Heavenly Tower, and was followed by Lucas IV. They also use slightly different strategies, showing that they too have skill at this game. This is not to mention Lucas's perfect RNG and execution of Dark Web 3 flippin' star, which he did no gacha. Taiwanese players, such as Taiwanese Name, have also been very good. The aforementioned Taiwanese Name has done very difficult challenges, including 4-star restricted stages up to somewhere in Intrepid Cats, which I admit sounds very impressive. I can't do 4-star stages past, like, swimming cats. Actually, it's a bit of an exaggeration, but I am quite bad. And no Uber Heavenly Tower before the tower even hit the English version. I'm not sure if the collab unit uses gacha or not, so I'm just saying it was no Uber, because the Japanese version of Battlecats has a lot of different collab ones, which we don't have, like a lot of them. Evan C has also had a lot of achievements, such as being the first to clear Manic Nacho Legs, no shockproof Ubers or Balrog, and no Uber. Back when 5.0 was new, he was a revolutionist in the deadly Manic stages, almost all of which he had developed intensive and successful strategies. Oh, I love an intensive strategy, I do. Other godlike players include Kaxa and Woofer. Kaxa was the first to do the near impossible no plan A, yeah, you got that right, without Uber, which was literally insane at the time. Woofer was able to replicate that strategy, and also has been doing no gacha and no Uber guides since the beginning of the game. Some people are also well known and skilled as no gacha, no Uber players, ever since they started recording stuff about 1.5 years ago. There's also Kev often seen using Ubers, but has also had achievements. Kev23, who seems to have become inactive after 3-star Learn to Love, does sort of have that effect on you, was the first to do no gacha Unjust War and Muscle Party, which sounds very impressive. And he also furthered Kaxa's no plan A strat by doing it no gacha. However, his strategies were sometimes built on power creep. Oh no, heaven forbid. I'd venture to say that Suomonkun is also similar to this type of play. So it's the return of everyone's favourite word. Garbage. They're all good except Spoon Boy and Assassin Bear. All video makers have their own achievements and styles, unless you're Regit, in which case we will malign you in every possible way, making it hard to say who is the one best. If I had to pick one best, I'd say Johan, Lucas, or another Battle Cats YouTuber. Now I'm asking myself why I wrote all of this and have begun to question my life choices. Indeed. Yes. So that's the post. It's a lot of detailed information, a lot of which I didn't know, so it's quite interesting to read, really. And the comments are great. Lucas is a bit of a savage, I'll be honest, and you sort of go down. Woofer sort of complains about how his Heavenly Tower wasn't mentioned, because he did it first, but he used gacha. Oh, no, not gacha. Unbelievable. Now, here's a one raised by the person who linked it in the Discord, flipping Jedi Master Joe. What about Matt Shea? He's not even at Saint Red Fox. He's very close, actually. Let's be honest, he's getting very close to it. I don't count Matt as much of a Battle Cats YouTuber. Yes, he's a big video maker, but Battle Cats is such a small part of what he actually uploads that it doesn't mean much to me. Also, he's not as bad as Spoon Boy and Assassin Bear, considering he is willing to improve, and equally importantly, he is not a complete douche to his fan base. I mean, wow, I need to insert a Rihanna Stern gif to become a bit like Behind the Meme with 4chan sort of vibe. But I would like to point out that's not true. I do try and improve. Yes, I'm bad, but that doesn't stop me trying to improve. And yeah, Matt Shea isn't actually a bad Battle Cats player. I'm gonna fully say that I reckon if we had the same level of cats, he'd be better than me. There's a lot of discussion going on here, but here's a nice one. So there's sort of a subtitled explanation bit. This is quite good. So, the reviewers. There's not much to say about these. They review cat is give helpful tips. Yes, they do. These include Euroboten. He makes very good content and he but still does no gacha guides, as well as Tessalan Passalan makes very entertaining vids by like custom levels. Don't help whatsoever, but they are very entertaining to watch. Anwar looks like he's got a promotion. Well, congratulations, Anwar. I haven't been quite so lucky. Let's look at this section, which is actually my favourite. I'm going to read this one to you. So, it's the return of the Battle Cats buzzword, garbage. And they're going to go hard on these ones. These players are the worst of the worst. So cheers for that. Thank you very much. Going to start off with me because at the top, of course, you got to have the very worst of the garbage. He is one of the oldest players in Battle Cats. And that surprised me to read that. But I guess I have been playing it for a very long time. Which makes me being bad worse, I guess. But in any case, he was playing it for 2 years. And he was one of the first channels that I watched. Oh, you watched? Good. When I started the game, and I thought he was very skillful. Well, that's your loss, when I first started, but now I see how garbage he was. He is very bad at playing, and he has one of the most broken logic, because he says on himself he is very bad, but if someone else says he is bad, he gets so salty. But I will give him props for not energy glitching. Now that last sentence took me so off guard, well the last part of it, because I have been complimented. A compliment on Battle Cats subreddit. I almost fell off my flipping chair. So thanks for that, and I'm glad you give me props for that. My only concern with what you've written is that you don't seem to understand the concept of self-deprecation. It's a lot easier to say that you yourself are bad than hearing other people say it. And I try and take people's advice, but if you just say you're garbage, that doesn't really help. There is a very marked difference between giving advice and saying that someone's bad. But I will make sure to try and take on board taking advice more. I mean, I'll give an example. Heavenly Tower, floor 24. Last time it caused me a lot of trouble. This time, even more trouble. I have been stuck on it for ages, and Kobe said, lure. I'm like, I tried to lure, I can't lure. But I look back at me doing it before. I worked out how to lure properly, lured properly, managed to do the level. Following advice is a very useful thing to do. And when I'm actually given, real advice, it's an important thing to do, and I'm going to try and do that more and more. But to say that I'm a douche to my fan base is a bit stupid. I don't agree with that at all. I ignore people sometimes, but that's usually because they're being really rude and unreasonable themselves. Now this next one is quite amusing. It's for Chillhola. It's quite harsh. Pretty much a salty lying crumpet. There is not much to it. He says he does an energy glitch and he says he is a hardcore farmer. But anyone with a brain cell and a half knows that the energy glitch, if they know what energy glitching is, and he says he is lucky in his guaranteed. But it's very obvious that he save scums and he is also salty that people ask for the songs. I know it is annoying, but just ignore it. And probably the worst thing about Chillhola is the fact he farms so much and makes videos about him getting Ubers and destroying levels with them. And he brags about them. I personally don't care if he brags a bit, but Chillhola brags way too much for me to ignore. A lot of people suspect he uses a bot to farm. Just gonna let that one sink in. I genuinely think they've been nastier to someone who isn't me on Battlecats subreddit. I just can't quite believe it. Now Matt Shea, being the biggest YouTuber that plays Battlecats and he's been playing for about 11 months. See, that is a long time. I didn't realise it was that long. Insanely bad. He's not, he's good. And the fact that everyone looks up to him too as the best player, I don't think that people look up to him as the best player. Ponos sponsor him because he's got shed loads of subscribers. He said that himself. I do remember him saying in his MS for MS stream that Ponos sponsor him because he's a big YouTuber. He full well knows that he's not the best Battlecats player. Neither am I. Neither is probably even Chillhola. So, you know, to say that people think that he's the best, it was just not true.
It's just not true.
But, you know, there we go. Now this one takes me by surprise. The comment about someone being a terrible part of the community is not directed at me, which is quite extraordinary. Then there's the Uber carried people like Anwar and Chillhola. Anwar is the best one out of these two because he uploads frequently and actually, spelt a little bit wrong, responds to comments. Chillhola rant in box. And finally, Chillhola. He is basically a tumour on the community. He hates his entire fan base and creates videos using their ideas without giving credit. He also likes to showcase his Uber collection by doing loads of stages where he is to the power of Uber carried. Not much people have the large amount of Ubers he has or the excessively large quantities of cat food he shows off in every video he makes. He is extremely harsh on his fan base. He pinned some kid's comment after the kid politely asked for the songs used in the video, then said he wouldn't create any more song lists, which is extremely disrespectful not only to his fans, but to the people who created the music. He also deleted the face reveal video after only a handful of people had seen it, and he made sure a minimal amount of people would see it by creating complex codes. Here is a thing for you. This is what I would understand by being rude to your fans. But what annoys me most is saying that I'm rude to my fans. I mean, I try my best not to be, and I'm not like that. Like, yes, I'm annoyed when someone gives criticism without any constructive part to it, but that's very different from just being outright rude to your fans. So, as much as I agree that I am bad at the game, I don't agree with that. I mean, if you think I'm being rude to you, please let me know so I can be nicer to you, but I think that's the one thing they got really wrong. But yeah, this is the Battlecats Reddit, and it's quite an extraordinary place. And yeah, that's been a video of reading through it. If you guys want to discuss what's been said in the comments section, please do. Maybe this will spark a discussion, or maybe it won't. Maybe you'll just all agree that I am the worst part of the Battlecats community. So that about does it. I hope you've enjoyed me reading out the wonderful Reddit comments. I think I'm going to end it there and never come back to Reddit ever again. If you want a constructive criticism, put it in the YouTube comments section and I'll try and respond to it. Have a good day.